Props Network. I'm Joe Walkowski. How are you? Happy weekend. We're starting the show, and I already feel bad. You see, I wanted to have a little fun with Brian today. We'll get to that later in the show when Donnie comes on. We do have a surprise for you.
Ooh, I love surprises.
And I love your chipper self, but you appear to be dying.
I'm not dying, okay? I just have a little back injury. You know, the hip and the pelvis are not aligned. And what are you going to do? You know, you just got to deal with that.
Yeah, you really seem to be struggling. You moved to the right once, and you just gave a yelp. So color me concerned.
It wasn't a yelp. It was more of a whimper. It was more.
Okay.
It's okay. Like I'm from the Midwest. Okay, it's going to take a lot to bring me down. Okay, yeah. All right. I don't just go down willy nilly. All right. You have to take my leg off for me to be like, oh, I'm not having a good day.
Yeah,
okay?
But even your transportation problems seem kind of cartoonish. The pedals on your city bike fell off.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah, where do you live? A French cartoon?
I felt like it for a second. I thought I was just going to run down, like just running into like a tumble and like turn into a tumbleweed. But hilarious I've never had that before, where just the pedal comes off the bike.
Oh, yeah, what do you do there? Oh, it's no longer part of the bike.
I don't know. I was like, I was thinking I could because it looks like you could screw it in, but something happened. So I just hope I don't get charged by City Bike for $2,000 because a wheel fell off. That would be very upsetting for me.
The pedal markup scheme. So I know you've got that anxiety. Right. You've got the back pain.
A lot.
And I'm going to drop a little bit of bad news on you.
What you got?
I know one of your favorite guys, Clippers coach Doc Rivers, is no more. They kicked that raspy-voiced weirdo to the curb.
Oh, my raspy boy.
Yeah, Doc Rivers, out. He didn't really achieve anything in his tenure as Clippers coach. He released a statement 22 seconds ago, I think. It's very recent.
Wow.
And he's just like, I didn't set out all that I meant to, but we changed the culture, so you give him that.
Wow. Hey.
And it's amazing that he's out because he did such a good job navigating the Sterling controversy back in the day. And I remember at the time there were rumors that he was going to get a slice of that ownership pie because of how good he did. Did not happen. When
you lose, multiple, like down by 15 multiple times, it's like, okay, we can't do this again. we just can't. We're paying a lot of money. And we need to pretty much guarantee Kawhi gets to the finals next year, or this is a failure.
Yeah, it'll be the most Clipper thing ever if those guys leave, and they can totally leave. The culture seems bad. They have to get Doc, and there's not like anyone's going to sign up for that job.
It's Rivers' fault for having Beverly be the henchman. Like that's that you can't have that.
Yeah, we're gonna have the South Side of Chicago personified. Set the team culture. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, this is the guy that we're going to our point. We're going to run point with this guy.
And if you really want to have a retired '80s sports star who lives in California inspire this team of superstars, why not Joe Montana?
Oh, catching interceptions.
Yeah,
of kidnaps.
Yeah, that's the pick of the weekend.
That is the pick of the week. What a guy! What a family for them to de-escalate this and say, "Hey, you know what? They could have got all in the hiffy. They could have been like, what are you doing?" They're like, Joe was like, "This is the third down."
Well, he was facing off with that kidnapper in the kitchen. She's holding the kid. And, Joe Cool's just like, hey, look over there. I think that's John Candy. Snatch the baby. All is right with the world.
Oh, how did they get in the that's what I need to know. How did this lady get in the house? You're just having this house just opened for people to come and say hi to Joe Montana?
Well, I was surprised. Joe Montana lives in Malibu. Ooh, Joe.
Okay,
yeah.
Joe. All right. Hey, he's got a little nips out, just going guns out, nips out.
Yeah. A lot of open floor plans in Malibu because California, the indoor space is sometimes outdoor space.
Yeah.
Criminals, they don't know that. Right? Boom. They're in your living room. Joe Montana.
Hey. Yeah, but I'm really, really pumped for Joe. I think he's gonna want to throw a couple footballs. So let's sign him up. Let's get him back in the NFL.
This will be the first time someone non-ironically wore a "World's Greatest Grandpa" T-shirt. Joe Montana. This is his biggest championship by far.
Right. So all you grandpas out there wearing shirts like that, you can't. You have to thwart a kidnapping of a child to do that.
Yeah, and Steve Young, they always have that competition. He's out there endangering his loved ones so he can step in and continue the rivalry.
Is there danger? And slow down, Steve.
And the quarterbacks corollaries continue because we all know Dan Marino has no loved ones.
Hey, leave Danny alone.
Sorry, he's our Rust Belt friend. Western Pennsylvania. He fits right in.
Yeah. But what a good weekend Victory Monday, right?
We have our first Victory Monday. I have my first Victory Monday since in almost a calendar year.
Yeah,
it's been
almost
11 months.
A year. And they look good. Like I see what happens when you actually have your starting defense out there.
We didn't. We rushed the. We played zone defense. Every NFL person was just like, "Hey, you gotta stop playing man all the time. These people will get tired out."
But I saw Akuda out there. He's chomping.
Yeah, but he was doing it in zone. He came across. He didn't have to stick with DeAndre Hopkins or Devontae Adams. He was able to just kind of hang back, make plays, and dude. Redemption for him because that kid got put on a poster during the first half, and like that juke for Kyler Murray, that was a Barry Sanders level embarrassment.
Yeah.
And this kid had such a bad start to his career. For him to make the game turning play, good for him. I'm so happy about it. And then even your Browns kind of get away with one. I know Chase.
Get away with one.
Is it a different?
How dare you?
You don't think it's potentially a different game if Chase Young is in there?
Yes.
I think,
but I'm not going to give you the win just Jace wasn't there. Okay. They played well. And also, what's his face? Haskins was throwing the ball 3 interceptions. So I don't know what Chase Young could fix for that. So, I mean, what can you do? That's 3 interceptions, my dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And then
2-1. The Browns are 2-1. What is this?
2-1. We'll do more. We'll do in-depth NFL with Donnie a little bit later. We'll just pass through it all. But everyone's undefeated. Even our boy Sam, not flying the W, but not taking the L. His Eagles,
a good
kind of winning.
A tie. That is none. That's a minus. That's a minus win.
That was honestly. The 3:00 hour was the funniest hour of NFL football, maybe of my life.
It's pretty good, yeah.
So here's what I'm doing. I have the Pats money line with the Eagles money line. I've got the Eagles money line and a couple other parlays.
Okay.
And then I'm betting the Falcons 3.5 because they're 3.5 points better than the Bears, clearly.
Right, yeah.
So I'm watching the Eagles. I cannot believe how bad this team is.
They just fumble onto each other. I think they just keep wanting to suck. I don't get it.
In the offense, it resembles a Matt Millen Lions era offense. On 3rd and long, a running back is getting a screen pass.
So dumb.
They literally don't have wide receivers, and they got into field goal range 2 times, backed themselves out of it. Zach Ertz, probably the most Philadelphia guy on that team right now. He's the most beloved one.
Yeah.
He brings it in. He brings them into field goal range. They've had an awful afternoon, but Zach Ertz is going to be the hero in the city of brotherly love. Nah, that's not how it happened. They lost 9 yards. They lined up for a field goal, and then they went offsides on the most basic special teams designed to draw you offsides play done by the Bengals. So good job to the Bengals on driving them off.
Good job for the Bengals, yeah. But, you just... keep shooting yourself in the foot there. They're so sad. I feel so bad because now that I'm 2-1 and the Browns are 2-1, I feel like look at these people. Give them one of our practice squad players. I think they need it.
Yeah, the haves and the have-nots. And meanwhile, in the most perfect fashion, Mitchell Trubisky, my muse, my favorite guy, getting yanked. In the Falcons, they blow another lead. You have Mitch lose his job to Nick Foles. As Philadelphia is having this moment, it dovetails perfectly with Nick Foles re-entering the spotlight for the worst 3-0 team
throws
in
3
NFL.
touches. throws 3 touches. Oh God.
They came back so quickly. Red Zone missed out on some of the touchdowns. I had no idea about the second Allen.
I had no idea. Like Nick was just like, okay, I'm in. This is my team now, and goodbye. He's never coming back, right? That's not happening.
Never come. Maybe as a tight end, and it does help because his face is just naturally sad. He looks a little pouty at all times, and he's obviously the sweetest kid. The GM is forcing them to start him, so we had payoff of 2 of just the richest NFL storylines: Bears and Falcons careening into each other. Freaking beautiful, man.
So you had a good weekend?
Absolutely.
Good bets.
And like, you know what, that Philly tie, it affected my profits because I got a new strategy. It's going well. I'll do one big money line play like the Patriots, and then I'll tie it to another one that I'm confident in. I do it for the early games. I put out like $500 of my money.
Damn.
But profit though, because it worked last week.
Okay, all right.
So I do that, and then if it hits, I play to my heart's content. I pick who I want to win in the afternoon.
Okay.
The early slate went well. I did not have to place the Lions bet on my own account. Maybe there was a little props network action. Mr. Donnie Stack might be a little steamed at me.
Oh no!
And
no! That's $5. That's a PlayStation, man. That's PlayStation money. That's a new PS5.
That's a new PS5, but it's okay. But be careful out there. College football is back, and like I thought about, like sometimes it's nice to win, but it's also like I stopped myself from losing all that money like 4 times.
Well, I think with college football, it's a crapshoot pretty much, especially right now. I mean, so LSU, most of their team had COVID, so you're not practicing. So you have a lot of people like in bad shape, and that's why I hate college power rankings right now. It's like no one know what they're doing. Can we not rank these people? Like they're not good yet.
Yeah. I mean, from a humanitarian perspective, is it unfair? Should this be happening? Is it unethical? And are there maybe some correlations to the darkest spots of human history? Yes. As someone with something who needs something to put on the background on Saturdays, let's fucking go.
That's fair, yeah.
Give me that Oklahoma upset. I want to see sad people in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. That just ruined people's weeks.
Yeah, and it's just like you got to see sad people in like the places you want to see sad people.
I mean, I just like to see like a 45-year-old man just sad, like for a whole week, just eating Wendy's pub burgers. I'm like, I like this.
And it's nice. There's a big loss for Louisiana or Oklahoma. They can't go to comfort food like you or I, because comfort food is their Cliff Bar.
Right. So they can't get nothing.
Yeah, but, a triple cheeseburger, that is the Oklahoma equivalent to a bunch of cashews. That
gets you a lot of protein. But the Mac is back too. We got Maction.
Oh my God.
I get to watch the Akron Zips be bad. I can't wait.
Yeah. Thank you for watching the Props Network, the official outlet of Mac. Sam, can we cover the Mac here? We might be able to get the TV rights. We'll have the football games be played in this basement. That'll be nice.
You're the Mac Daddy, buddy.
Mac Daddy.
Okay, so what's the outlook for the MAC conference?
Laughable. I think probably Bowling Green in Ohio University will probably be decent by the most teams out there. They got a new coach like a year ago. So
how about Toledo?
Toledo's going to be decent.
Central Michigan.
Their head coach. No, their offensive coordinator is Charlie Fry.
Oh wow, He really fell a long way.
No, that's a good
Sorry,
spot.
I thought Charlie Weiss. He's actually on his way up. If it was Charlie Weiss, it'd be going down, but Charlie Fry going up.
Fry.
Sometimes I mix my Charlies up, but the important thing to remember is I only take commandments from one Charlie. Let's just say I've been to a few of the Beach Boys parties.
Hey, that's probably a down, get around. Yeah, that's such a good song.
That was 4 of their songs. There was one,
and they were hits, baby.
They had nothing but hits. That's why it took them 11 years to write each one.
Hey, if people just want to hear one song in the summer, you just do that. You just give them what they want. That's how business works.
Yeah,
Joel. You give them what they want.
I know, and the world is so bleak right now. Where's Bruno Mars?
Where is Bruno?
Somewhere.
Where's a hit? I need a Bruno hit to get me happy again.
Yeah, that's all, because they might force some Pharrell on us. That's a little bit too much, not for me. If Bruno comes out with a track, that's how we know we're healing.
Oh, it's like, he is out of his chamber, everyone. Bruno is out.
I was only talking about music because Sam was out of the room. Yeah. Sam hates it when we rock. But one thing I want to cover, I know Diego did such an awesome job. He talked to us about UFC 253. Yep. Did you pay any attention to that?
I tuned in Sunday. I saw what happened or whatever. Yeah.
Following his advice, I won $25.
Hey!
So he told me someone was like Kawhi Leonard, and this Kawhi Leonard came through.
Hey, excellent. That's great.
All right. Well, we are having fun here. Can we take a minute here, Brian?
What
can we take a second?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the propsnetwork.com.
Okay.
Not only does the Props Network bring you this show, The Walk On with me, they also have an amazing website, thepropsnetwork.com, and it has everything you need to bet better this season. Exclusive online sportsbook bonuses, reviews. I've been using that to pricing out the finals, gaming industry news, free picks, reporting on all the best weekly promos, live odds for every game.
Ooh. And live odds? What are you talking about, live odds?
Well, like an odds comparison, right? Like, there's so much public money on this Lakers team because, there's really only two fan bases in this country, either a Celtics fan or a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
So all those Lakers fans are lining up.
All right.
And that line is moving by the minute. Okay. So you want to, if you're going to place your money, you want to figure out where it is when you do it. And does that make a little bit more sense?
I think I got it. I'll try to bet, but I don't know. Maybe $1. Do you do dollar bets?
I do on long shots.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will this Wednesday. Will you place a bet?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll give you my login.
Set me up, Scotty.
Okay. We look forward to that. And so you can do your research on thepropsnetwork.com. And you must be 21 or older to bet online. And if you or someone you know have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER today. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. We've set up who we're working for. We set up where about. Now, let's have some fun. He's going to gloat. He's got to be riding high. Please welcome our resident NBA expert and the smuggest guy on the Eastern Seaboard right now, Rufata Gaia.
Oh, man, excited. You guys had me wet over there talking about the Mac. You guys didn't mention Marshall? Come on.
Oh, yeah.
My dad used to take me to Marshall practices to see Chad Pennington play. So.
It was dope.
Yeah, Chad Pennington is trauma. Chad Pennington is my old man's favorite player of all time.
Love Chadwick Pennington. He's a good Jets QB.
Yeah.
Nice.
15 yards, nothing more. Anything more is too flashy.
Yeah. His mother's a nice
Oh,
woman. I met his mother.
Oh, Mrs. Pennington.
Oh man, but we're here to, talk about the.
We're here to talk about the presumptive champs. I've sent you my congratulations texts, but before we do, there's some recent news it might delight you.
Job not finished.
The job not finished. Doc Rivers out of a job. Whew. The rivalry that never was. The Clippers, you didn't think they could be any more of a punchline, but here we are. Isn't it great?
It feels so good. How much time and effort went into marketing them as the everyday, manual labor guy working in Los Angeles, driving the bus, rooting for the Clippers. They really tried to lock down that segment of the city.
Well,
and they
they appeal to me as a blue collar worker because just like me too, with COVID, they lost their work suddenly and unexpectedly.
True. It was great to see them go down, especially all the turmoil that Kawhi Leonard put us through in the off season, and the shit that I would hear people talk about how we wasted time, free agents slipped out of our hands. Well, we all know we only needed one guy and one guy only to get back on our Lakers team, and that's Rondo. That's him and his brother, who is an entrepreneur. So again, another shout out to William Rondo. But yeah, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is completely out. I didn't get a chance to completely catch up on the story, but it makes sense. You know, they didn't really have a scheme. They didn't have a plan of what they were doing with that team. It was just stuffing it with a bunch of, you know,
just get some players to see what they can
Reggie
do.
Jackson and you know,
Hey, we've got
Patrick
like
Beverly.
3/5 of the 2017 Pistons. We're good out here, fam.
Yeah. And I didn't see it. I didn't see it working because, again, like I said last episode, you can't just stuff a team with, you know, a bunch of stars and nice sixth men. You got to have your two that can really show up for you. And what happened? Their two did not show up.
Yeah, and you have such a haphazard, poorly built affront to the game of basketball, and here you are, a prohibitive favorite in the NBA Finals, minus 300. You're going to win an NBA championship, but are you at peace with the fact that this title is a sin?
An asterisk. They want to take it away from us. You know, I don't know what team would make the NBA happy at this point to win.
Hey,
like who?
They deserve it. They're great. They didn't do a single thing right other than being located near an ocean. They figured out where NBA players like to exist. That's where they moved the franchise, and it's worked for 60 years.
It's that easy, man. It's that easy. We got the life that you want to live. And Jeannie Buss, all I gotta say is you go into your Google, you type in Jeannie Buss Playboy cover, and you're like, this is the lady I want to work for. You know what I mean?
She was in Playboy?
Yeah, man. It's amazing. And this is in no way, you know, trying to demean our owner. Yes. But she's
the Los Angeles brand. It's the glitz and glamour. They don't care about role players. They're throwing out Alex Caruso out there because it's kind of funny and he looks like Steve Buscemi. So
leave him alone. He's great. All right.
What do you like about him, Brian?
I love his tenacity. Okay. This guy he wants to always appease LeBron. And those are the people that you want.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was the problem with our team last year with all those young guys. They would get nervous trying to appease LeBron. We kept the guys that know how to keep their cool under Lebron.
That's the ticket.
And that's how you win.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
You know about these Cleveland teams.
I know what you need.
Yeah.
I know the Cadillac keys to success.
But I would argue that didn't work as well as it should have in Cleveland. And my issue with this story is it's not going to be told the way it is, because you were right when you came on the show. This is a Rondo championship. There is a before and after of him returning to this bubble. Everything changed.
Yeah. I've read about this, and people say that there's like a playoff Rondo. But that's the thing. He doesn't really turn it up. He just knows how to keep things down. He knows how to stay neutral when everybody's nerves are high. Yeah. And that's what you want in a player. You want somebody that knows when to pass, that knows when they steal the ball, like that in that Raptors game, like Norman Powell, to reset and call a timeout and not go up for a layup. Mm-hmm. You just need a guy making the right decisions. You know, and that's what Rondo has done.
And LeBron, he's a basketball genius in the same way that Rondo is, but Rondo has like an everyman's kind of body and approach to it. Like he succeeds with his brain. He's a coach out there, and like
he's got
now he succeeds with his braids. I like the braids that he's been getting from William Rondo.
The Lakers. I mixed them up. As a whole, they've been going through these hairstyles very quickly this postseason. Are they going to run out before the end of the final?
I mean, if you have the right beauticians there on site, I think you'll be perfectly fine. Shout out to Rob Hayes. He brought up a good point. When's LeBron going to get his braids? You know, that's when that's when he will transform into. He'll knock off 17 years.
Can you braid fake hair? I didn't know that was possible. I guess it could just be imprinted, or I guess probably 3D printed.
Yeah. Those are that's dust that's collected from the bubble every day, and that settles up there.
And maybe I know there's going to be trash talk in this finals, but I know Iguodala has been against LeBron in so many finals. LeBron, if you're watching, like, take Iggy aside, whisper something to him like, Andre, I've been there. You got to shave it. You're a bald man.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I'm scared of rough-looking Iguodala.
Oh, yeah. That means he doesn't
rough
give a shit.
Iguodala is pretty scary. He's tenacious. Isn't it crazy how we just didn't talk about Doc Rivers at all? And he doesn't deserve to be talked about.
The NBA Finals are here. We talked about Doc a little, but we're on to the big dogs. You don't belong in this conversation, Doc.
Exactly.
Are
there any prospects for coaches?
I just think all the flawed coaches are going to switch.
I think maybe they could try Fred Hoiberg.
Oh, no.
Clipper Darrell maybe could coach.
Oh, yeah. I think he would love that.
Yeah.
Trade for Rondo, make Rondo the coach. That's what works in this toxic situation.
What about the fine lady that recorded Donald Sterling saying racist things? Maybe she could coach them.
Miss Stiviano, if you are available,
please.
She might not be allowed to address the team. Like the NDA might be that prohibitive.
But hey, I'm giving the reins to Sam Cassell.
You're giving the reins to Sam Cassell?
Yeah.
I think he'd make a great coach. He's an alumni of my college. Him, Bob Sura.
Bobby.
Chris Singleton, homie Chris. But yeah, man, I would love to see a Florida State guy coaching the Clippers. Because, Florida State's never won anything in basketball, and neither will the Clippers.
You did. Okay, so the Lakers are going to win. They're probably going to win the championship. I will give you that. And I want to make money on it.
Oh,
and
there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you think I should back Anthony Davis Finals MVP?
Yes,
because
that would be a smart idea.
2-1 odds for him, and let's go to that narrative. Like I said, Anthony Davis. I like Caruso 200-1. That's your dollar bet right there.
That's my dollar
bro.
bet. Yeah, I'm in for that.
That's the one bet you do. And then if it's the Heat, I like Dragic 20-1.
You like Dragic 21?
Yeah, I mean, because the way Dragic was defended in that last series was he was able to exploit it to his benefit, and I think Rondo's going to have the same sort of thing where Dragic will play well.
See, I'm actually kind of worried about this series because Adebayo can guard AD. Mm-hmm. Like it's gonna be tough just putting up numbers on Adebayo. Jimmy Butler can guard LeBron. I mean, of course, they're two of the top 5. They'll figure it out, but it's really gonna have to fall on the shoulders of our role players, and that's gonna be scary because sometimes. They don't really roll.
Kuzma's gonna have it. He's gonna have a day.
He needs to stop getting those nice fancy haircuts. He needs to go all out Iguodala.
Yeah,
he needs to get rough.
That's what I'm scared. I'm scared about Iguodala.
Yeah,
postseason Iguodala just knows what those things to do, to get under people's skin.
Winnie Harlow and his girlfriend needs to spit in his mouth, treat him rough. You know what I mean? He needs
hang out with Luke Walton a lot and say, "Oh, we're just playing beach volleyball." But yeah, if LeBron's going to be frustrated, it is those big bodies. There's the Iguodala, Butler, Jay Crowder, and on the other side of the coin. Bam's not big enough to guard Anthony Davis.
I agree.
Anthony Davis, you watched it. When Rondo came back, it sort of went towards Anthony a little bit more in his team. Mm-hmm. And you're going to see him going against Bam with Myers Leonard helping out.
Yeah, right.
It should be Anthony Davis's finals.
I think at the end of the day, it will be very defensive, and it will be Miami's shooting that keeps them out of winning a championship. Because I saw the way that they shot against the Celtics last night. Yeah, Tyler Hero hits big shots, but I don't see them,
And they didn't play well against the Celtics, and that's a really good Celtics team. Let's take a tangent. You're a Laker guy, a Kobe guy. 30 seconds to praise Jason Tatum.
I think Jason Tatum had a good series. He didn't have a consistent series, and that's kept them out of it. I wish I would have. This isn't a comment for Jason Tatum, but I wish Kemba would have stepped up a little bit more.
Get Kemba out of there. Make it Tatum's team. He is Kobe 2.0 because he does a lot of things wrong in addition to just doing things so perfectly.
They need a center. Right. He needs a Gasol. You can't have a Tice. You need a Gasol.
And that wasn't true 6 months ago, but now the big man is back, and really, we just saw Bam Adebayo. They were out of that game, and what was their adjustment? We're gonna run our offense through the center, not in this Jokic kind of gimmicky way. It was him just creating off the dribble, shooting mid-range jumpers. It's amazing to me as a big dude.
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen with the Warriors how close they've come to. I mean, they've lost finals, but also how close they've come to losing. And Curry not being a factor in the finals or in a big game series you know, it's always the big guys that step up, or, you know, guys that are taller. So definitely agree.
Yeah, and like if you're backing Miami, there are some things to like someone in that goofy ass message board we're all a part of. He's like, hey, I bet $25 on the Heat to win the title before the year. Do I hedge? It's like, no, you can't hedge on that. Like you were right about a gut feeling and you might make $2,000. That alone is a better story than, you know what, I analyzed the situation and I was able to optimize $60. No, fuck that and fuck you. Ride with the Heat. If you're gonna enjoy this finals, I think the Heat will be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will lose, but I think they will be the moral and ethical choice to back with your money. Sprinkle a little bit on the Heat series price. Enjoy the finals. Don't get burned. Stay safe out there. There are a couple things that worry me.
Oh,
that being said,
I mean, I too am a realist. Let's hear him.
If this team, we know that Miami didn't play well, and if this amazing, talented team led by LeBron is going to lose a series, it's going to be to a team that shoots a ton of 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if the math breaks in Miami's way, there's nothing the two best players in the world can do about it.
Well, you think Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero are gonna beat us?
I mean, they could though. That's the aberration. I don't think they will, but the puncher's chance remains. And like, I feel ridiculous for citing this statistic, but Nate Silver of 538 gives the Miami Heat a 74% chance of winning this series.
Man, people been counting us out all year. And guess who we're counting in? The Clippers.
They're counting
so
in.
I don't want to hear any numbers.
Ooh,
I am going to, like I said, this series is going to be determined solely off of defense and one team not being able to hit shots. And I know sometimes that may be the Lakers, but I just feel like defensively we're thorough. We're very thorough.
And I want to see what LeBron does game one. Because game one, LeBron is sometimes he's just playing recon. And he's just trying to figure it out. But will he attack? If he attacks game one, you gotta be scared.
I like the element of spying, in the sense of, there's people that say Miami Heat, they have coaches that coach LeBron. They know how he works within a system with Eric Spoelstra. But then there's also
not even days a coach.
There's also
Can you run that back a little respectful?
There's also people that say, well, you do know that Dion Waiters was on the Heat this past year.
Does Dion Waiters get a ring either way? Can we jump in?
Yeah, he gets a ring either way. But they are acting as if Dion Waiters has some type of intel on the Heat. And that guy probably...
he was so high.
I know.
He wasn't
Yeah, they like Doritos.
He's got no info.
It's going to be like the janitor scene in Billy Madison. But I think there is something to, we got to go back to a certain period in time, 2010, 2011. LeBron was a flawed player, very similar to how Giannis is treated now, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
And Pat Riley really helped build him up, really helped develop him. He had to take over that lead horse position from Dwayne Wade as like a strategic development. So if anyone's going to know how to defend LeBron, it is this franchise.
Yeah, but like Pat Riley isn't going to be guarding him. It's these guys, and good luck guarding the best player in the world.
Okay, but let's say you have just a battle bot, the best battle bot of all time. It's loose in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's havoc. There's no way to stop it. But this gritty team of outsiders, they're coming in to face it. The outsiders have a good track record. Like, who's in charge of these guys? Oh, they actually built the battle bots.
Yeah. But can you really take credit for building a LeBron? I mean, LeBron took Boobie Gibson to the finals. He took Darius Miles to the finals.
In a historically bad NBA.
Yeah, historically bad. I mean, I
think you got to give...
never that terrible. But I'm saying is like, he's been great. I think what Pat Riley did, I don't know if it was system that he taught LeBron, or more so knowing how to put together a franchise. Yeah. And I think that's more what it was. He didn't teach him system.
No.
You know, they played with Mario Chalmers over there. You know what I mean? Like, you had to carry your own weight.
And it's the way, it's that problem of carrying the whole franchise. And it's like, he did the same thing with Magic Johnson. He tried to do it with Patrick Ewing, and it's like, those are the keys. That's how you unlock it to get the most out of your potential. And
when LeBron came back to the Cavs, you could tell he's like, you're totally right. He knew like how to create a team together instead of being, okay, I need to put everything on my back. It's like, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And I think he finally turned into GM LeBron and then made the correct pieces to what you need.
I don't think there's any really like secret or system to beating LeBron, or else he wouldn't be in the finals almost every damn year. You know what I mean? That people would have figured out. There's a lot of game tape.
Oh, it's like, I got it. You do Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Klay Thompson, and you just keep running those people out.
Yeah, that's why you need an Ohio. You always need an Ohio guy around. Because, but they know.
You have to talk yourself into it. But you see that element, you go towards. Maybe they have the type of bodies to give LeBron and Anthony Davis some trouble, and then it's an optimal basketball rotation.
I think that's the thing that I would be worried about. I think the depth of the Heat and the youth of the Heat and their ability to shoot is dangerous, and it poses a threat. All right. We're not unbeatable. Okay. We're not perfect. We're not like the Patriots, when they lost the Super Bowl. But yeah. So I think that's the thing that poses the threat. The whole Intel talk, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's just I don't think there's a secret code that breaks down LeBron.
Yeah, the code is, we're just going to be a perfectly built rotation. We'll be the 2004 Pistons. Let's see how it happens.
You didn't have to bring that up,
man. I'm reading that book, man. I keep talking about it. 3 Ring Circus by Jeff Pearlman. Amazing book. I'm devouring it.
Yeah.
It has 2 chapters on Nick Van Exel. What else do you want out of a new nonfiction?
Nick Van Exel, what a looker. That guy was him and Sam Cassell were probably the 2 cutest guys in the NBA.
He might have the most damage from a joke in human history. He was the first victim of cancel culture.
Really?
Yeah, they're down 3-1 to Utah. They're in the team huddle. And he goes 3, 2, 1, Cancun. They were livid. Jerry West went straight to the bus's office. Shaq went there. Kobe rolled his eyes.
Whoa!
And man, I'm like 50 pages in. There's 2 instances of Shaq slapping people. Like,
that's a big hand. That's a big hand to get slapped with.
Yeah, he looks like the Hamburger Helper logo. Good save there. Sorry, and there's 2 advantages I have for the Heat in this series. I got to get it back on track. Post-game celebrations. The Lakers' post-game social media was a little weak. We had J.R. Smith holding the trophy so proudly, saying, "History doesn't change," watching from the sidelines.
It's good.
We had Dwight Howard having appraising posters, trying to get you to buy his merch
for redemption. And a redemption T-shirt? No.
There's a lot of people who can have their narrative changed by this Lakers championship. Please, for the love of God, I implore you, do not let Dwight Howard be one of them.
None of us like Dwight Howard. We're happy that he's finding a way to be a functional citizen in society. It's good, but no Lakers fan truly loves him. But he's doing some nice stuff. He's trolling, and I think that's the biggest thing that he brings to our team. I think where the secret lies may be in the coffee, man. Big Face Coffee is I love it. I love Big Face Coffee. It's taken off.
Is that Jimmy Butler's?
That's Jimmy Butler's coffee.
Yeah.
I think the caffeine may give them the edge for this series.
And, we have some Jordan flu game potential. I don't like to depart from where I get my morning coffee. If any Lakers have been going there, they'll sleepwalk over. Yeah, Jimmy, let me get a cup. Boom. Laced with laxatives. Heat win the chip.
Exactly. I've had that happen off of an Americano before.
Yeah, and this would be Jimmy Butler's long game. His family's not there. He's sleeping on the couch. He's selling coffee. He's got enough time and enough caffeine to come up with some schemes.
Hey, he's drinking Michelobes. This guy's crazy. Listening to country
You see
music.
those carbs on those Michelobes? Very great. Low carbs, these Michelobes.
Are you a Michelob Ultra guy?
I'll drink it.
It's from Ohio.
Yeah, but those commercials, they have if it's not Jimmy Butler, it's people kayaking.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Which Jimmy Butler's the closest thing he can get to kayaking. You know what I mean? Country music.
Just rolling down the river.
It's tough and only meant for one person.
Exactly.
Maybe not, because he didn't invite any family, so that's tough.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Fuck family. You know what I mean? I mean, the trauma that they inflict on you. That he's a foster kid.
He's proud as this.
His family gave up on him. Why would you invite your family, the thing that hurts you? That's what I'm worried about. He might actually win now. He doesn't have these.
Yeah, LeBron's looking over, see his cheers next to Anthony Davis.
Ronnie's smoking a blunt on the sideline. You know, it's too much to worry about.
Yeah, and then Jimmy Butler, he looks to the empty seats, motivated like he's friggin' Joker.
And that's the thing, that he kind of is the Joker of the NBA,
Yeah, they're crazy.
Anarchy.
They've taken on Jimmy Butler's personality to a T, and somehow they've just, for lack of a better words, bitched out the entire Eastern Conference.
They're out. It's out.
Boston outplayed them in every game of the series except for the last 6 minutes. They turn it on, they go, nope, these two weird clones would shoot threes, and then it'd be all over for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they do it. So that won't get you a win against the Lakers like that. I don't think it can happen.
I just think LeBron doesn't let go of a 3-1 lead, first of all.
Yeah, it's a class.
And I also, again, we have smart veterans on the team, Rondo, who will, know how to corral the guys and not make late game time, mistakes like the Celtics did.
And the legacy is on for LeBron here. With the inflation of talent level in the NBA, I think 4 rings, you can hold it up to Jordan 6 rings. I'm still an MJ guy, but losing to Jimmy Butler in the finals, can't make that argument
I'm going to be
anymore.
real with you. You got AD, you got everything that you wanted, This is the perfect time. If LeBron loses another championship, it just doesn't look absolute. It's going to be terrible on the resume.
Yeah, and it can't be another. They lost to one of the great offensive players in his prime, and it's a punchline on Twitter. You can't lose to Duncan Robinson.
No, you can't lose to Duncan Robinson. I think the year that I was the saddest is when Kyrie went out. Kevin Love went out, and LeBron had to go to war with Dellavedova, and he still did great.
Yeah,
and still did great. And that is the thing that I don't want to see happen. I don't want to see anybody on the Heat get injured.
Yes.
That's important, and I don't want to see anybody on the Lakers get injured. That's important. That happened last year with the Warriors, and there's a big asterisk to that Drake championship.
Oh, wow. You were being so gentlemanly. I was like, wow, I really like how you always showed at the end. You just sneak that little vial of poison in there.
Got to.
And we will be illegally allowed to broadcast over the Canadian border. Be welcoming. We are having that Handmaid's Tale thing play out, so you want to have a friendly border up there.
Okay.
I respect Kyle Lowry. Did you see the Kyle Lowry clip of Aaron Gordon calling him a bitch?
No.
And then Kyle Lowry responding with, "My room is 836."
That's Kyle.
Perfect. That's what a thick man says. That is what a thick man says.
And before we get out of here, let's run through it. How many players on the Lakers are likable right now?
Markieff, likable. Rondo, likable. J.R. Smith, what has he really done wrong?
Nothing.
Has he done anything wrong?
It follows. You can't be the 12th man holding up the runner-up trophy.
Caruso, lovely.
We're at 3.
Breath of fresh air. JaVale McGee, can you really hate him?
Oh, you gotta love
his mom's
JaVale
a WNBA star. His sister also.
Yeah.
In the league, you gotta love him. Comes from good.
Okay,
pedigree.
he'd be the worst player on his family 3-3
Exactly.
team. I like that. That is cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Danny Green.
Nah.
He's a Long Island guy.
Leave him.
It's tough being black in Long Island. Let him rest.
Yeah, he did pretty well.
I imagine it's a lot like being Azerbaijani in rural Pennsylvania.
Exactly. For the most part, most of our guys are likable. Dwight really is the one that
He's the turd in the punch bowl.
I mean, my girlfriend, I don't know, she's a bandwagon. She's a bandwagon Heat fan. She started rooting for the Rockets, which I told her was a terrible mistake to make as an NBA fan.
But maybe the trolling fandom, that's a way to spice up the relationship.
I think it's very kinky. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if I saw my fiance wearing a Packers jersey, I would know it was up.
But yeah, she's not a big fan of Rondo, and I just don't see how you can't be a big fan of Rondo. He's cute. His hands are nice and big.
Right.
He's got
He is a
big
cute guy.
hands.
Yeah, it's cute,
Kentucky wanted him to shorten his fingers. They wanted him to have reconstructive surgery.
They wanted him to have
reconstruction.
I did not know this.
Yes, they wanted him to shorten the length of his fingers so he could shoot better. What's there not to love about this guy?
I didn't know he turned down elective finger surgery. Like, that's a lot of poise for a young man to have.
We can make him faster, stronger, smaller.
And maybe that does tie in. I know a guy who knows a guy. Rondo's already given away his ring.
Really?
Yeah,
his Laker ring.
Yeah, his Laker ring is going to his daughter. Beautiful. So maybe he can't wear rings. Maybe he did get the surgery. That's what I'm saying there.
I love him because he's a pass first guy. He's very mediocre at shooting, and if that doesn't sum up my game on the court, what does?
You're very improved. You have exceeded expectations. And
I think if the Big Walkowski was going on this year, I think my team would have a chance.
You would have a chance. I'm sure you'd bring in some ringers. You would be the Rondo of that shit. You are the Rondo of that shit. Can we make some money on this? Is it going to be? Am I in under 5.5 games? Is plus odds here? Do the Lakers take this in 5?
They've been taking everything else in 5. Might as well.
Whoa.
In the pattern,
might
it persists.
As well.
Faux, and like 5 and 5 has a nice ring to it. Yeah. You can give them that promotion at Arby's right now.
Jack in the Box is going to be making some money off it. Some $5 bucks,
Yeah, JR get a little spot there too. So you need him. You need JR.
Yeah, I mean, that's the perfect analogy for JR is Jack in the Box.
I think it would be Pipe in the Box.
Dick in the Box. Yeah.
So before we get out of here, thank you for coming by, making the trek, and making a date out of it.
Yeah.
Let's go around and give our predictions for the finals.
Ooh, yeah. Lake Show 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
A sweep.
Sweep.
Wow. I'm going Lake Show in 5. They sweep up. They leave a little bit there. They got to shop vac it back up. Game 5.
The gentleman's sweep. To be the contrarian, to idealize that you shouldn't support these neo-capitalist assemblies of talent, that you should respect the ideals of basketball. I will say Heat in 7. Tierney, you got a pick for this? Heat in 7. You heard it here first. Thank you to my friend Rufat coming on as always.
Yeah.
Hot and sweet. I appreciate you, brother.
No problem.
Enjoy.
Anytime.
Yeah, we'll get you on. You can crow after you get ring 17 or 12, depending on who you ask. BetMGM is live for legal betting in Colorado, Indiana, Nevada, New Jersey, and West Virginia. Not only does BetMGM sponsor this show, not only do they sponsor Jamie Foxx, they're the official book of the Detroit Lions. Are you betting on NFL or NBA this season? How about MLB playoffs? Take some of that action to BetMGM. Why? Because for a limited time, BetMGM has a special signing bonus for Props Network listeners. All you have to do, create a new account at BetMGM and use the code WALKON20 to get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $500. That's right, just enter code WALKON20 and up to a $500 bonus bankroll is yours. Then you will enjoy all that BetMGM has to offer. Earn $10 free bets every week in the Money Monday Club, multi-sport parlay boosters, and the new Edit My Bet features that allows players to change their bet tickets after they're submitted. So try BetMGM with code WALKON20 now while offers last. Must be 21 or older to bet online. Do you or someone you know have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today. All right. We are back. Rufat was fun. Rufat's an amazing talent. Love having him on. and I hope to see his tears sometime soon. I can't help it. I've fallen in love with the Heat.
Yeah, you should. They're a good team. And will they